book, how would you summarize it? Hannah, go ahead.
I would summarize it as how you can help improve your positive self-talk.
Good, very good. Yeah. So it's what you say when you talk to yourself. Obviously, it's the name of the book. Everyone on here knows that by now. We're going to cover chapter 17 today, but it talks about the importance of positive self-talk, but then we've really started getting into how you can change your self-talk, how you can make it positive and change it from negative to positive. Very good. Who else wants to share something they've learned from the book so far? Good job, Hannah. Who else? Who else can tell me? Miss Abby, what have you learned so far? You're unmuted, Abby. Go ahead.
Is confidence.
Yeah, so positive self-talk develops your confidence. Very good. What else? What else have you guys learned? Stella. You're unmuted.
Self-talk, and you can rewire your brain.
Yes, very good. So we learned that our brains are like this giant computer. Well, it's not giant, it's pretty small, right? But our brains are like a supercomputer. And everything that we take in with our five senses goes into our brain's programming. But positive self-talk is the best way that you can reprogram your brain. So rewire it. So instead of focusing on the negative, you're focusing on the positive. Benjamin? Hi, Ben. Hi, Tommy.
Hello.
Go ahead, Benjamin. What have you learned so far?
There's 77% of negatives that go in people's minds.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just said that everything that we take in wires and programs our brain. 70%, 77% of everything that we take in is negative. So naturally, our brains are wired to focus on the negative, to believe the negative about ourselves, and to think of all the reasons why we cannot do something versus the reasons why we can be successful, what we can do, what we are capable of, all the good things about ourselves. So positive self-talk is the only way to rewire that. Good. What else? Jaden, I'm trying to unmute you. You're gonna have to unmute yourself, Jaden.
Your brain is smarter than a computer.
Yeah, so our brains are kind of like a computer in certain ways where it's like a control center for our body, and we program our brains just like you program a computer, but our brains are more intelligent and can do more and have more control over us than even the smartest computers in the entire world, the most advanced computers. Okay, anything else? Pretty good summary so far. Okay, I know we've talked about a lot so far. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to starting our day with a little bit of gratitude. So remember, only 3 people are allowed to share each day, but who wants to tell me what is your favorite thing about doing virtual karate classes? I'm only gonna let the first 3 people share. Miss Stella, did you share yet? You haven't got to share yet? Go ahead, Miss Stella. Oh, unmute yourself and then you can share. And then Mr. Paul, I'll have you go next. What's your favorite thing about doing virtual karate, Stella?
You can always go back and watch them, and if you really like how a person teach, you can watch them again.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good, very good. And Mr. Paul? You're unmuted.
I enjoy doing karate one-on-one with my kids and my family. It's just more family time together.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's in a lot of different ways too. Practicing together outside of karate class, being able to take karate classes together, even in the studio when we have our classes, you get to take karate class together, but it's not just you guys standing next to each other and kind of having your own space and being able to help each other and stuff. Yeah, that's a good one. So getting a little bit more family bonding in. And Kaden, I'm muting you, bud. And Tegan, what is your favorite thing about doing virtual karate classes?
My favorite thing is that people teach it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so people are teaching you, so you still get to interact with your instructors and take your classes and all of those things. Very good. And Good. So we'll stop it there tomorrow. If you had stop it there for today. Tomorrow, I'll let you guys share the ones who didn't get to answer today. Okay. Let's go ahead. We're going to do, who remembers what I said yesterday was your homework from chapter 16? Because anyone who did it is getting a star. Who remembers what it was? We wrote down, I told everyone to write down 3 things. What were those 3 things? Luca.
Areas to improve.
Areas to improve.
3 areas to improve and how positive self-talk can help you improve those areas. So who did that? Raise your hand if you did that. Hannah, you did it. Good job. Tegan did it. Very good. Jaden did it. I'm going to write your guys' names down because you guys get stars for those. All right. So for our stars, we have Tegan, Hannah, Jaden, Kathy. Who else did that? Wrote down 3 areas they want to improve and how self-talk can help you. Abby did it. Who else did it? Landon. Good job, you guys. I'm so proud of you. Connor, are you raising your hand? Did you do it? Okay. Connor did it. All right, so I'm going to have each of you guys share one of your areas and how self-talk is going to improve it of the people. Stella, you did it too? Good job. Good job. Anybody else that I missed? Wave your hand. Wave it right in front of the camera so I can't miss you. I got everybody? Okay, good. All right. Okay, so let's go through, and Hannah, do you want to share one of your areas? So when I call your name, share one of the areas that you said and how self-talk will improve it.
I said I will be better in survival mode of Minecraft, and I will get how self-talk can help me with that is I will get the motive to just want to like keep working on like survival mode.
Yeah, good job. Okay, Tegan, what was one of your areas that you wanted to do better in?
Karate.
Answer from the other room. I heard her here like 30 seconds before it showed up. Yeah, so one of hers was in karate. And how is positive self-talk going to help you with improving karate? Okay, my signal is really bad for her. Okay, I'm going to mute you, Tegan. But who was next? Miss Jaden, what was one of your areas and how is positive self-talk going to help you?
Mine was to say I can do better in like grades and how my self-talk can help that. Then like I will do my best and I won't give up and I'll keep on.
Very good. That's very good. Good job, Jaden. All right, Miss Kathy, what was one of yours?
So I really wanted to get organized around the house, and before we went to homeschooling or online schooling, I really never had the time. So now my positive self-talk is I can do this, I will do this, and I'm putting forth a plan to actually get stuff done. So, and it's actually working and I'm actually getting stuff done. So
very good. Good job. Good job. That's even better when you've already implemented it. All right, Miss Abby, what's one of yours?
I will use confident and I will be better in class.
Very good. Very good. All right, Landon, what was one of yours? Okay, you're unmuted, Landon.
One of mine was Fortnite.
Fortnite, and how can positive self-talk help you improve?
Positive self-talk can help me improve in Fortnite because I can motivate myself to go up to the enemy and defeat them with a hiding in bushes all the time.
Okay, motivation. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Mr. Connor, what was one of yours and how does self-talk improve it?
That I can play the guitar.
Okay.
It's my papa's old guitar. He played it when he was my age.
Okay, and how could positive self-talk help you?
By saying I can play the guitar better than I can now.
Yeah, by saying that you can do it and believing in yourself. Good. And I think the last one, Miss Stella, what was one of yours and how is positive self-talk going to help you?
To be a doctor.
Oh, there's a good goal. And so how is positive self-talk going to help you become a doctor?
I can say I'm good at school.
Yeah.
I get straight A's.
Good. Absolutely. One of the first steps in achieving that goal is starting to do well in school now. Yeah. And so positive self-talk can absolutely help you. Well, good job, you guys, for actually doing that. And remember, if anyone posts, I know I haven't seen any yet, if anyone does a recording of them saying a couple minutes of positive self-talk out loud, records it and posts it to the group, then you'll get a star for that too. So just keep in mind, you guys can still do that. Okay. Is there anyone on here that today is their 5th mat chat? Raise your hand, wave it around. Tiana, today is your 5th mat chat. Good. Anybody else? Kingston? Good job. Anyone else? Today is their 5th mat chat. Going once, going twice. All right. Well, thank Danielle. Is that Danielle? Today's your 5th. Good job. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I know we have a lot of people that are coming on every day, which is really, really good. You get the most out of it because we're doing a different chapter every day. Okay. So good job, guys. Remember, I am going to send you a book once you've done your 5th mat chat. Shipping is really delayed. So I do not even have the books in. So they have to be shipped to me and then I'm shipping them out. So I will let you know when I have them to send out, but I don't. So I will keep you guys updated on that. It is going to be a little while before you get the books. I'm actually going to call today and double check on the shipping. All right, we're going to go ahead and do stars before we get into our chapter. So go ahead and hold up your character building sheets if you have them. Hold up your character building sheets for stars and we can recognize everyone who's been working really, really hard and completing character building sheets. All right, JJ, how many stars do you have, JJ?
I have 2 stars, and they are karate homework and self-discipline sheet.
Very good. Everyone clap for JJ. Good job. Very good. Who else has some character building sheets for us to turn in today? Anybody else have stars today? Yes, you can. You can go grab a juice. All right. Anybody? Only one? Well, good job, JJ, for doing those. Very good job. Okay. And remember, anyone who did the homework from yesterday is earning a star too. So good job, you guys. I will double check at the end. So if you have someone and I missed you, we can do it at the end. All right, we're going to go ahead and go into chapter 17. So chapter 17 is talking about changing habits. So who can tell me, raise your hand if you can tell me what a habit is. What do you think a habit is? We all have habits. What is a habit? Willow, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me what a habit is. Oh, I still can't hear you, sweetie.
Bad habit.
What's a habit, Willow?
A good habit is going exercising a lot.
That is a very good example of a habit. Absolutely. Exercising is huge. And whether you exercise or you don't, that's a habit. It can be a good exercise if you're in a routine of exercising regularly, or it could be a bad habit if you get in the routine of sitting on the couch when it's time to exercise, right? Okay, Connor, what's a habit?
A habit is, I think a habit is like whatever you say comes true.
Kind of. So a habit, basically is us when we get used to doing something regularly. So maybe our habit is drinking a soda every morning. Or I know I have a habit. I don't think it's that bad of a habit, but I drink a cup of coffee every morning. Who in here drinks a cup of coffee every morning? So sometimes that's a habit though, whether it's good or bad. Now I have a habit of doing 2 karate classes per week. I have a habit of exercising for 1 hour every day. So if it's my karate class, otherwise it's running, otherwise it's and practicing karate, or it's doing CrossFit, whatever it is, a habit of exercising 1 hour a day. And I feel really weird without doing that habit if you miss it, but you get in such a habit of it. I was actually thinking about this earlier today, especially with schoolwork and creating a new schedule. Who in here is their schedule has changed since schools closed down or the karate studio? Everyone's has, because you're not going to school. You're doing schoolwork maybe at a different time of the day. You're not going to karate. Your karate class times have changed. So your schedule has changed. So I strongly encourage you, you are creating habits right now. Anytime your schedule adjusts, you have to create new habits and a new routine. So I'm really strongly encourage you to take the time to sit down and go through what your priorities are. Me and Tegan started doing this for her, going through, and I did it for myself a couple weeks ago. Write down what your priorities are each day and create a schedule for yourself. And then keep that schedule, be so strict on that schedule that your body forgets that it has a choice to deviate from it. Who in here has ever had a routine that was so like school, like going to school every morning? When we were going into school every morning, and we'll get back to that, but when you were going to school every morning, you get so used to it's time to go to school at 7:40 a.m. or whatever time you leave for school. You get so used to that you forget that you even that's even a choice. And it is a choice. It is a choice ultimately, but we get so used to a routine that we forget we have a choice. So I really want you guys to try to do that right now with your homeschooling, with your training, karate training at home, and whatever else you're doing. Create a routine and stick to it and be so strict on it that you forget you have a choice to even deviate from that. Exercise is the same way. Who in here has gone into a really good exercise routine at any point in your life? Ever been in a very good exercise routine? What happens is you say, I'm going to do this. You make you are really strict on yourself. If it's walking 1 mile every morning you make yourself get up and go for that walk. And in the beginning, the first couple weeks, it's hard. You feel like, I don't want to do it. I could push it off and do it later. I could do this. I could do whatever. But the only way you get in that routine, in that habit, is if you're very strict on yourself in the beginning. And then you start to forget. If you have to push yourself for the first couple weeks to do it every morning, but then you get to a point where it's just your habit. It's just your routine. And you stop thinking about whether you want to do it or not, and you just do it. So we all have habits that, whether they're good or bad, we have habits. He says in here, all self-talk suggestions or phrases fit into one of these categories. So self-talk is either habit changing, attitude building, motivating, or it's situational self-talk. So the one that we're talking about today is habit changing. Okay, so raise your hand if you have a habit that you want to change. Now, a lot of you guys, you're martial artists, so you already have a lot of discipline and leadership and things like that. So you probably have a lot of good habits. But I think everyone in here probably has some habit, even if it's a really small one, that they want to change. Raise your hand if you have a habit that you want to change. Okay, so habit, hold on. What's your question, Luca?
Why on chapter 17 in my book it says changing attitudes?
I don't know. That's a good question. There are some revised copies of this book. So some of them are a little bit different. Me and Miss Nicole were talking about that because he originally wrote this in the 80s. He originally wrote this book in the 80s. So you may have a copy that's not revised. And the only thing that's going to be different in it is maybe a little bit of formatting stuff. And I know he talks about cassette tapes in the older one, and he kind of cuts it out. He says he did the pre-recorded stuff, but he doesn't mention that it's cassette tapes in the new one. So there will be little differences, but it's the same points and everything.
Okay, you have to do 16.
Okay, so, so you had it open to 16. That would be why. All right, so let's talk about habits. Usually bad habits are causing problems. So if you look at, we all talked about some of the problems we are having or things we want to do better in. And if you look in depth at those things, there's probably some bad habits hidden in there. If it's, I want to lose weight, you might have a habit of, I know with my schedule, sometimes if I get home from karate super late, I eat dinner really late, which is not a good healthy eating habit, right? So different things like that. Or if your goal, your problem is you are getting B's and you want to get straight A's, then maybe you could look at some of your academic habits. Maybe you have a habit of getting your homework done as fast as you can without actually understanding it. So different things like that. Okay. So habits can get in our way, hold us back, or even stop us completely from achieving a goal. He also talks about how habits are a result of our previous conditioning. So things that we've taken in before, previous self-talk we've had, different things like that. Our habits are a result of the way our brain was programmed previously. But he does also say in here, habits are not natural. We are not born with habits. So you're not born with the bad habit of drinking a soda every single day. You're not born with the good habit of exercising every morning, right? You're not born with habits. We create habits. Now, some of them were created really, really young. Maybe we are in a habit of watching a lot of TV because as kids, we watched a lot of TV and we just never changed that habit. But a lot of the adults in here can probably agree that they've had a habit maybe that they grew up with when they were kids, brought into adulthood, but at some point changed. It is very possible to change your habits, but what you have to do is change your self-talk. Because with that cup of coffee every morning, if I wanted to change that habit, if I could tell myself, I don't want to drink a cup of coffee, I don't need a cup of coffee, I have a lot of energy, I got a lot of rest, whatever you want to do, that cup of soda, you can change your, I don't drink soda, but you could change your self-talk and change your habits. Same thing with TV. I used to, when I was in college, I did watch a lot of TV. I do not watch like any TV anymore. I watch like one episode of a show, like once, maybe twice a week while I'm cleaning the house or stuff like that. I do not watch a lot of TV, but those habits, it's changing your thoughts, your mental state, and changing the habit. Okay. Negative. So a lot of habits are negative habits, negative programming that stuck with us, but they can be replaced with positive programming. Hold on, Tegan. Okay. You can listen from right here if you want to. Sit down right there and listen. Okay. All right. So we're going to share. I want you guys to tell me, I'm going to do screen sharing so everyone can see the whiteboard again. And I want you guys one at a time, everybody write it down on a piece of paper first. Write down one bad habit that you have. Go ahead, write down one. All right, so everybody wrote down one habit. We are going to do this whiteboard thing again, and we are going to share some of those. Let me see if I can. Okay, I don't know if I can do this. All right, please make sure you guys don't write it on here because I am not sure right now how to control it. I know I fixed it before. All right, who wants to share with me? Go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me one of your bad habits. Go ahead, who wants to share? Don't raise your hand because I can't see you guys.
Do that one.
Sometimes
Not exercising.
I heard procrastinating.
Yep.
Eating candy.
Eating candy. What else?
Not exercising.
Too much game.
Not listening.
What else?
Video games.
Not
Eating
listening.
too much candy.
Playing video games.
Not
Yeah, too
listening
much
to your
candy. Eating candy's already on here.
Biting my nails.
Not listening.
Not listening. Yeah, not listening.
Not
What else?
Not fixing my bed.
Ooh, not making your bed.
Not cleaning your toys up.
Not cleaning up. That can go for anything. That can go for your bed. We're going to leave it like that. Not cleaning up to meet your message, your toys, your bed. What are some other bad habits?
Drink too much
Getting enough
soda.
sleep.
Your lit. Minding your lit.
Drink too much soda.
Yeah, biting nails, biting your lips.
Jumping on the couch.
Okay.
Playing Minecraft a lot.
We got video games on there, so I'm going to keep Minecraft in that category.
Eating too much.
You said Minecraft.
On my tablet too much.
Somebody else's
I'm going to say too much screen time. And that can be your tablet, your TV, your video games, anything like that.
What about talking back?
Ooh, talking back or being disrespectful. Yeah, that's
Talking when somebody else is talking.
Too much cereal.
Somebody else is talking.
so overeating. I heard too much cereal, but I'm going to say overeating. That can go for anything. Too much
Talking when somebody else is talking.
Not tickles.
Not getting
Never
enough sleep.
speak to yourself when you're not talking, guys. Okay, any other ones?
Being lazy.
Getting enough sleep.
Talking when somebody is talking.
Sit down.
Not doing chores.
You to put yourself on mute.
Talking when somebody else is talking. I'm just saying that one because I think.
Very good. Okay, go ahead and mute yourselves, guys. Go ahead and mute yourselves. And those are some good ones. Those are some really good ones. I'm going to go ahead and read some of the other ones that he has on here. Okay, so he has putting things off or procrastinating, working too hard or not working hard enough, arguing, ignoring problems. These are all habits. So ignoring problems, that's a habit. That's something that you get used to doing. Oversleeping, smoking, forgetting names or forgetting other important things, being a complainer, making excuses, losing things, overindulgence. So that can be eating too much, drinking too much, eating too much candy, playing too many video games, anything that you do too much of. Being sarcastic, saying yes when you want to say no. So sometimes that's more of a problem that a lot of adults have where they overcommit to stuff. Never being on time, not listening, blaming others, interrupting other people while they're talking. Abby said that one, and that's a really good one, especially on this group. And everyone actually has been very respectful of each other. I love it. Being with a bunch of martial artists makes that a little different though. Being disorganized, not telling the truth, worrying, being a gossip, not setting priorities. And that's a really important one for right now. Letting your emotions control you, wasting time, giving advice that isn't asked for, spending more money than you earn, talking too much, being overly critical of others, not taking care of details, and starting something but not finishing it. So who thinks they have one of those habits? One or maybe more. Raise your hand if you think you have one of those bad habits. All right, so those are some really common bad habits, but they can all be changed through positive self-talk. Okay, so habit-changing self-talk puts you into motion with productive new habit patterns that replace the old habit patterns. So what he wants you to do is he wants you to, whenever you're creating these self-talk statements, he wants you to put it into the present tense. So that means stating things as if the change has already happened. So we kind of talked about this already. But so saying like, this is what I choose, this is me, and doing that for who you want to create. So if you want to be more organized, we're not going to say, I want to be more organized, I'm going to be more organized, I should be more organized, because ultimately what that's saying is I might do that later, but I'm not going to do it right now. So what we need to say is I am organized. I've already made this change. It's already done. And now I am organized. Okay. So that's what I want you guys to do, is to put anything you say self-talk wise into a present tense. You already did it. You are this person. You're creating this person by saying that you're already that person. Okay. If you tell yourself, I will, I'm going to, I need to, I should, I'd like to, I want to, or I wish I could, I don't doubt that your subconscious will believe you. It just won't do anything about it. So we don't want to say, I want to do this. We're doing it. We are that person. Okay. So set your goal or the results that you want to achieve in the present tense. All right. So I have a new homework assignment for you guys. This is an easy one. So we all wrote down one problem that we have. What I want you guys to do is write down a statement about yourself, a positive self-talk statement about that problem. So if I said, I am disorganized, now I'm going to write a sentence. I am organized. I clean up after myself. I whatever. Your homework is going to be to write whatever that one problem was, 5 self-talk sentences in present tense. Okay, so that's what you guys can work on. That it'll take you 2 minutes to do right now. I don't even think it'll take you that long. I'm going to give you an example. So actually, these are a few examples. So we listed all of the bad habits that he talked about. Here are some of his self-talk statements that go along with them. So the first one he said was, bad habit was putting things off or procrastinating. So the self-talk statement is, I always do everything I need to do when I need to do it. And I'm going to read the rest of these. I never argue or let my emotions work against me. I don't smoke. I have a good memory. I easily and automatically remember any name or anything that is important to me. I eat only what I should. I am a good listener. I hear everything that is said. I am attentive, interested, and aware of everything that is going on around me. So I think Stella brought that up as a bad habit, not listening. And those couple sentences are good ones for that. I have the courage to state my opinions. I take responsibility for myself and everything I say and do. I never spend more than I earn. I am financially responsible, both for my present and for my future. I set goals and I follow them. I set my sights, take the appropriate action, and achieve my goals. I spend time with my family and my loved ones. I enjoy sharing their lives with mine and my life with theirs. Okay, so this is conditioning our habits, all right? So I want you guys, like I said, your assignment is to write down the one problem and then 5 sentences of positive self-talk and who you are going to be as of right now, who you now are, in order to fix that, what your self-talk is going to be to fix that problem. Okay, so a lot of these are, these negative habits are behaviors that frustrate us or hold us back. I'm gonna read this, a couple like little paragraphs that he has in here. All right, if you were to choose one of the examples we just used and wanted to change an old habit by just using one self-talk phrase only, no matter how often you repeated that bit of self-talk, it would only have limited results. Instead, start with that one phrase and extend it, add to it, and cover every part of the problem by including self-talk phrases that cover every hidden corner. So what he's saying there is, like I said, you're gonna pick that one problem, but you can't just write one sentence about it, okay? One sentence isn't enough. What you need to do is you need to think of all the different, if it's your problem is that you're getting all B's. If you say, I am a straight A student, it's not quite enough because you have habits that you need to change, you have attitudes you need to change, different things like that. Maybe I am a straight A student. I love school. I like studying on my own. I study every single day. I focus really well in school. There are so many different things that go under that problem, right? So that's what I want you guys to do, at least 5. You really should do more than that. You should have at least 10, 15 statements under that one problem, but I want you guys for your homework to do at least 5. If you do more, that is even better. Okay. He does say in here that you really need to be specific. So it's good to go into details and break it down. You need to be very specific with the wording that you're using when saying this. He says self-talk is at its strongest and most effective when it is composed of a specific set of concisely worded directions, usually a group of a dozen or more combined phrases on the same subject that paint a picture of a better you and who you want to become. And that's what I want you guys to do right now. Okay. He gives one example, and it's a little bit of a longer example, so it's going to be the last thing that we talk about. But okay, if the problem is that right now his negative self-talk is, he says, no matter what I do, I'm stressed out all the time. I just can't relax, or my problems in my life never stop. I can't get a break. And he's worrying all the time. Here is the positive self-talk for freedom of worry. All right, and this one's a longer one, but this is kind of what I want you guys to create, something more detailed. Okay, I never worry. Instead of worrying, I find solutions and I act on them. My mind is constantly in tune with the positive. It is bright, cheerful, enthusiastic, and full of good, positive thoughts and ideas. I am able to relax easily and comfortably in my body and in my mind. I am calm, I am confident and self-assured. My mind is orderly and well organized. I consciously choose what I think, and I always choose those thoughts that are more positive and beneficial for me. All of my thoughts create healthiness within me. My mind dwells only on those thoughts that create harmony, balance, and well-being within me and in the world around me. I automatically and always think in a decisive and determined way. I am full of resolution and the absolute assurance of the best possible outcome in everything I do. I choose to look at the world around me in the bright, healthy light of optimism and assurance. I do only those things that are best for me. I create the best within myself. I attract the best in others, and I find the best in the world around me. I willingly, without fail, take care of the duties and obligations that I have accepted for myself. I commit only to those responsibilities that I know I can fulfill. I focus the attention of my mind only on those things that I can do something about. If I cannot affect it or direct it, I accept it. I like that. I keep my mind too busy thinking good, healthy, positive, constructive, and productive thoughts to ever have time for worry. I control the thoughts I choose. No thought at any time can dwell in my mind without my approval or permission. I never worry. So that was long. That were a lot of different details that went under worrying. He didn't just say, I don't worry. He went under and thought of everything that causes him to worry. So that's what I want you guys to try to do, okay? So this type of self-talk, habit-changing self-talk, isn't just curing the symptoms. It's not just fixing the fact that you worry. It's changing the problems that cause the worry, right? Okay, and that is it. Any questions about that chapter? So just as a recap, your homework is to write down one problem in at least 5 sentences of self-talk correcting that problem. I would like for you to do at least a dozen, but to get the stars, at least 5. Any questions? Okay. Were there any stars that I missed in the beginning? Hannah, you have some? How many stars do you have, Hannah? If anybody else has them, hold up your character building sheets. Unmute yourself, Hannah.
I just found them. I have 3 black belt excellence to-do lists.
Good.
And I have, what is this? I think this has to be filled out completely.
Oh yeah, that's you only got what, 3 of those done?
You can finish that one and turn it in tomorrow.
I have 4.
So you have the 3 black belt excellence, and you did the homework from yesterday. So you have 4 total.
I have 4 total.
Perfect. Good job. Everyone clap for Hannah. Very nice. Very nice. Anybody else?
Rachel.
Okay. I don't see any other character building sheets. All right. So that is it for today. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And I know we don't have any live classes today, but you guys can go back and do some recordings if you want to take a class today, or make sure you practice on your own. I am going to stay on here. So if you have any questions for me, I'll stay on for just a minute. And you guys can ask me any questions you have.
Bye,
Okay?
Madeline.
Bye. Have a great day, you guys. Bye, Weston.
Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
I had 1 star for my karate homework.
Oh, good job. Good job, Skylar. Very good. All right.
Miss Rachel.
Good job, Skylar. All right. Who else had a question?
Miss Rachel.
Tiana?
I showed you my my stars, my papers yesterday. Do you still have
Yeah, if you showed them yesterday, I got them.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Good job. What's up, Hannah?
Isn't it 7 for the black belt chore chart, like the make my bed and things like that?
Yes. Is that the one that you have?
Yes, ma'am.
You have 3 of those, so you have it done for the past 3 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So you have 22 then, because you have those 3, which is 21, and then you have the homework from yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
So awesome. Very nice. Good job. Very good, Hannah. I changed that for you. All right. Anything else, guys? All righty. Well, then
Miss Rachel.
Yes.